And welcome back. We are getting ready to venture off into our first segment for the morning. CYDP Peace Cup is coming up, and we've got the folks in to tell you all about it. In with us is none other than Emerson Baptist, who is actually the sports coordinator at CYDP. Also, Aldo Valdez, who says you're sports coordinator as well. And there's a youth in with us as well, Devon Ziniga. Guys, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, good morning.
Let's not forget though, it's a Friday. It's a fun Friday on Open Your Eyes. So once again, good morning. The Peace Cup, CYDP. Jump in.
Well, CYDP Peace Cup have already started.
Really?
It started 2 weeks ago with the usual marathon.
Okay.
And the first week of game started last week.
And we're talking here football, basketball, volleyball.
Football. It's a football tournament. Mr. Valdez will give you a history of the Peace Cup, and then we'll move on from there.
All right,
well, the CYDP Peace Cup competition started off in 2009. Since then, we have been doing the tournament annually, which runs from the month of August into the month of December. The target population is the different at-risk communities in Belize City, including both south side and north side. Our target population is usually between the ages of 17 to up to 35. The Peace Cup competition has two primary targets. The first one is to enhance positive interaction among at-risk communities in Belize City. The socialization of these young people is very important for us in order to bring about peace that CYDP is actually pushing in Belize City. And the second aim of the competition is to actually foster a positive interaction between the police and the community. We recognize that in order to bring about peace in Belize City, there must be we must bridge the divide between the police and the community. Yeah. Hence the reason the police department plays in this competition every year. And this serves as a motivation to the different young men in the community to actually play against the police.
Let's talk a bit about the history of CYDP. I think you started to touch on it in terms of its purpose and what you hope to achieve through the Peace Cup. But it has been an organization that has been around for quite some time. And let's talk about your specific target group of young people that you seek out. You think?
Well, one of the things that I can mention directly coming out of the Peace Cup is the age group. 75% of the population that plays in the Peace Cup is actually between the ages of 20 and 25.
Okay.
So for us, that's huge in terms of getting young people involved. Peace Cup has a lot of high school students that plays in it, and it also has a lot of players that is just coming out of high school and is looking to do something positive. Yeah. Like Mr. Zuniga right here, he completed high school a couple of years ago. And
going back to Marlene's question in respect to a brief issue of CYDP, the organization started off in 1995, and then it was disbanded in 1998. However, it came about in 2008 again. The main aim of CYDP is to actually give young people an opportunity to turn their life around and to become productive citizens in Belize. Our target population is between the ages of, we had it first at the age between 14 to 29. However, due to the increase in criminal activities with young people at the younger ages, we decided to take it down to the age of 12. So our target population is between 12 to 29 years old.
Now, how do you seek out these young people? If somebody is already involved in, whether it could be as simple as loitering to anything else, how do you get them involved in this program? Because that's really the first step to wanting to make a change.
Correct. Well, first of all, we at CYDP do a lot of groundwork. Yeah. We are field officers, Mr. Baptist and I, alongside other colleagues. We go in the different neighborhoods, we liaise with important key people, and due to our contact with these people, we get in contact with these young people. We maintain a face-to-face dialogue with them, and we invite them to the program. We bring them into CYDP and it's like that we recruit our young people.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is apart from, I mean, young people are naturally want to play football and they are naturally active.
Gravitate to sports.
So, yes, they very much gravitate towards sports. So we use that sports to actually get in contact with them. And to, like Mr. Valdez said, social interaction. With all the social issues that is going on in Belize, we definitely need a lot of social interaction and a lot of sports. And CYDP try to use sports to keep young people engaged, especially in the summertime. And right now, this time is Peace Cup time. It had some setbacks because of the September celebrations and venues, but it's on now, and we are inviting everybody to come out. It's free to come and watch the game. And if you don't have nothing to do on Saturdays and Sundays, you can come at MCC and look at young players.
So Devon, tell us about how you got involved with CYDP.
Well, from I was in first farm, I was about 13 years old, and my big brother was playing Wesley, and they told me it's time for me to step up.
Easy.
So I step up, and my first season I played, I was small. I scored about 7 goals.
Wow.
And then from there I know that I have a lot of talent, and I pushed my talent. And I went to play semi-pro at the age of 16.
So you're in a semi-pro team right now?
No, when I was 16, I played semi-pro FC, Belize and thing. Unfortunately, the team not about again.
Okay.
So I decided to play Peace Cup and stay humble and do something positive same way.
Okay.
So Peace Cup is a very nice tournament. I play for the under 17, the under 20, everything in my age group. What Peace Cup have, or CYDP have, I participate in.
So your main appeal in being involved is to play football.
So I love football.
And tell us about the other youths that are there as well, and the interaction with them.
Well, by me, I look up, I make younger players look up to me. So by me set the example, they will follow the correct thing and grow up.
Yeah.
Cause if I doesn't set the example, younger one won't. So I just try to stay positive and just showing it the right way. And once they ask me questions, I think I try to interact with them and showing it the correct way of it. Step up the way how I step up.
Nice.
So you stayed in school from first form to the end. Part of that, do you think that being involved with CYDP helped keep you on a straight path?
Most definitely. Because these guys right here, I look up to them and they talk to me with a lot of sense, and then that open my mind and think, and that keep me off the street, make I want to go to school and think and play ball. All of that I into.
Ball and school.
Yes, and it's like Mr. Valdez said earlier, our target group is at-risk young people.
Yeah.
Oftentimes they don't get the opportunity to maybe play, and like Mr. Zuniga is saying right now, he's playing in the Peace Cup, but there are other aspects that we are trying to push him in terms of going down the direction in terms of trying to get a sports scholarship to probably go at UB or go at Galen, so that he can develop develop himself as a person and
Yeah, that's right.
be something productive, a productive citizen beyond just football.
So while CYDP is on the ground, making sure that our young men are, of course, our at-risk young men are being well taken care of, especially developing the mind. You'd hear people saying, you know what, we always engage these folks in sports and always engage them, but we still have a lot of crime going on out there. There are a lot of things going on out there. What is the response like from these youths in terms of, and then again from CYDP, what have we seen since 2009 having the Peace Cup to present? What's the effect, the positive effect that you guys have done so far?
Well, Mr. Valdez spoke about the history of CYDP Peace Cup. Even our Peace Cup have developed into what it is now. It is now recognized as the first division tournament in Belize City.
Wow.
And coming out of the Peace Cup, they have a lot of players that was playing in the Peace Cup for many years and is now playing in the highest level of football played in Belize, which is
semi-pro.
With semi-pro. And it is sad right now, Belize City does not have a semi-pro football team. And it's seeing the population of Belize City itself and not having a semi-pro organization, semi-pro team in the city is kind of rough for Belize City.
Yeah.
So, but it's kind of plus. At the other side, it's also a plus for CYDP Peace Cup because we seeing that Belize City does not have a semi-pro team, we have to find a way how to incorporate those semi-pro players that are not playing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Going back to your question, we have noticed more community cohesion in respect to the team members and their fan base. We see due to the Peace Cup competition, we see community identify themselves and coming out closer. For example, when a Kelly Street will be playing, the whole Kelly Street block will be out there
Could
supporting. We see also that the interaction between a young man from different community interacting with other community. For example, and Devan could explain this, we see players that are actually from different community playing with different community.
Yeah.
That shows me that they are actually interacting, that they are actually trying to change the divide and the labeling that is happening within themselves. And we also notice that the players are eager to actually play the competition as the competition come around, and they start disciplining themselves by starting to work out, trying to find time to get themselves in physical shape. So this take them times off the street and put them into something positive.
Yeah.
But then again, that's a healthy lifestyle. That's one of the things we always pride ourselves on saying. It is a healthy lifestyle. You keep your mental, you keep that positive mental, which is very good for these young men. Now, how many teams do we have within the competition? And how many players overall?
We have, in the tournament this year, we have 13 teams. And each team is comprised of 22 players.
Wow.
Yes, and we have them in 2 groups, so they play against each other. As I mentioned, the tournament is scheduled to go about 4 months.
Nice.
Yeah, and it has already started. We do want to remind people of that. Now, before we get into the details, because I know you want to get the information out there so people can come out and get support, but it's important for us to understand why, not just supporting these young men in sports, but it's supporting the larger community. When you have the young persons involved in the sports, is it only sports development, or do you also take the opportunity to do some other life skills along with them?
Mr. Devan Zuniga mentioned something very important earlier. He mentioned that he participated in all 3 levels at CYDP.
Yeah.
We started off with the U17 tournament, which is a competition / summer camp. As Mr. Baptist mentioned, we use sport as a vehicle to actually get to the young man. That is their incentive. In the under 17 competition, we actually give them life skill, but we do the life skill through sports, where we teach them anger management, conflict resolution, self-esteem. Just to mention a few. And during this time, we actually also promote interaction between specifically under 17 young men from the different at-risk communities in Belize City. Then we have the other competition, which is the under 19 that takes place at the ITVET every year during the summer when schools are out. And the same thing, we take the opportunity to teach them life skill, conflict resolution. However, this year we took a collaborative approach whereby we invited Gateway Youth Center and the BFLA. So they actually learn about their health. They actually learn about basketball, rugby. They also learn about BFLA taught them about their rights as a child and all of these things. So it was a comprehensive summer camp.
Yeah.
Then it takes you to the next level, which is the CYDP Peace Cup. And the CYDP Peace Cup also has a social component to it, whereby the football teams have to engage with their community and perform a community service activity with their community. And they also, the Peace Cup serves them to actually interact with each other and develop the relationship with the community.
And so even, go ahead.
There are more further training in terms of for the teams in terms of their managers and coaches. Since the Football Federation is one of our social partners, we are trying to take Peace Cup to that level whereby they provide training for coaches and managers, because it is needed for the development of football in Belize.
Absolutely. And so, Devon, you still enjoy all the other stuff other than football?
I went to the summer camp
Uh-huh.
and I learned a lot. As a youth, I always want to learn.
Tell me about one of your favorite training sessions that you did other than football. With an organization, skills that they taught you.
I just go free and run the road sometimes.
Uh-huh.
I run Farmers Road. When I don't run, I just go on my bed and I go palm my phone.
Well, you're young. That's what people do. So let's get the details of the tournament, of the competition itself.
Valdez.
Uh-huh.
Yes, so as I mentioned, the tournament is scheduled for 4 months. We have 13 teams. They are divided into 2 groups, A and B. Each team play each other in each group. The first 4 teams from each group advances to the semifinals, which is a two-leg game. Then we will advance to the semifinals and then finals. The first place for the tournament itself is a lucrative prize of $5,000 and a trophy and individual medals. The second place is $3,000 trophy and individual medals, and third place is $2,000 trophies and individual medals. That's basically the rundown, and we play the games on Saturdays and Sundays, starting off at 10 a.m. and concluding at 4 p.m.
Wow.
So you can always come out. This is
So
scheduled.
3 games each day.
3 games each day.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Devon, what team? You're what? Westlake.
No, again, I was no come and say.
So you're skipping team.
Top BXC. Top BXC.
And what's the toughest team in this tournament?
I go Kelly Street. I have a game against him Sunday.
So you're planning on what position you play on the team?
I play midfield and I play forward.
Nice.
Which one you prefer?
Midfield.
Really?
You're sure?
You don't like score the
You know
goal?
what's good?
I get all that song and play midfield.
You help them score the goal. All right. Now, how many teams do you have in the competition?
Well, as I mentioned, we have 13 teams. They are Kelly Street. We have Kelly Street in the north side. We have Stars Academy. We have Kings Park Strikers. Then going down in the south side, we have Tot Bay. We have Third World. We have Crawl Road. We have Survivors. We have Police Street. We have the police department. This year we involved the BDF.
All right.
And
10. You got 3 more.
well, you have a team FC Elite.
You got Ebony Lake.
Yeah, very important.
City boy.
Ebony Lake. That's a very important team. They have always
Face of
played. And
Belize.
Face of Belize.
Nice.
It is
That's
a team from
interesting
all over
name.
there.
Yeah. So that's quite a lot of players that you have involved.
Yes.
And I love that you talk about the fact that because there is a void in competitions in Belize City, I am sure all the star athletes from the city are coming out to compete. So it's some very tight competition in these games, right?
Yes, but we try to control whereby semi-pro, the influx of semi-pro players is coming in, because we don't want probably a team to
be formed.
to be firm with
Just players, yeah.
fully
Just
semi-pro
players.
players. So maybe Mr. Valdez can talk more on that amendment to our
Yeah.
regulations.
We made the decision to actually, since our focus is the younger players and the players who haven't reached the top elite of the football yet, the players that are actually, the young men that are actually hanging out on the streets, we placed a rule that no semi-pro players is allowed to play this competition, which goes hand in hand with what the federation has in place, because if you are an amateur player, you cannot come down a step lower to play an inferior division. So that rule is in place, but still with the void happening that there is no semi-pro team in Belize City, CYDP has become a competition where these young men continue to participate, and they make the competition very competitive.
One of the things with semi-pro teams in today's date is that they're actually supposed to have youth teams along. So one of the things I wanted to know, because if this CYDP Cup is actually one of the biggest things, which, like you guys mentioned, it actually is now a first division. After first division, you do inter-district. After inter-district, you go semi-pro. Now, I'm sure there are a lot of scouts who go out there to check out these young men, and which, of course, is an avenue for these young men to actually start to make some money off their talent.
Correct. And I'm happy that you brought up that point, because indeed we have a lot of scouting happening at the CYDP competition. Every year at the end of the tournament, we have players that go up to the first division. In fact, I could mention several players that have made it there, starting off from Gilroy Turton. We have Jarrett Davis,
Turton,
Jaron Myvitt, we have Naeem Wilson, we have Devan Zuniga, and now we have the best sensation at the point in time for BDFFC, Brian
Martinez.
Who was a top goal scorer last year. Now he's actually playing at the elite level.
And he came out of CYDP.
Yes,
wow.
Right out of CYDP, these players came out.
All right. So you want people to come out and see these young men and their talents, and also show their support. It takes place Saturday and Sundays for the next 4 months. And in fact, you said it already started, but people didn't miss too much. This is only the second weekend that you're having games, right? So is there a charge to enter?
No, it's the entrance is free. Anyone could actually come out and support these young men.
So just come in with good behavior. That's all you want.
Yes,
Of course, your behavior is more than anything else.
What's the fan base like, though? Do we have like, the fans are out there cheering on these guys? Because that's one of the things that actually empower these guys. There are many times you're at your peak, you're looking to actually fall down, but your fans are cheering you on, and it actually builds you up. So do we have a great fan base for these teams?
Mr. Valdez mentioned earlier that some teams have some huge
Kelly Street,
Kelly Street is one of them.
Top Bay has a very strong fan base, but Police Street has a very good one. But overall, the community comes out with their team, and they give them their full support.
Nice.
And the ambience at the football field is very good. Maybe perhaps you should come out and actually experience this.
Sunday,
I guess I should.
Sunday is
It's the game you talk
game
about.
of the season. Top Bay versus Kelly Street.
El Clasico.
So you
We have the two teams have the most fan base.
Oh.
So
And who's the
they'll be-
defending champ?
The defending champ, last year we invited the Coast Guard to actually come in, so and they won the competition. However, they are not participating in the tournament this year due to managerial decisions.
Oh.
But,
So it's anybody's competition this year.
yes, but over the last, taking a synopsis of the whole year as the tournament has been playing, this young man is playing in the best team at this point in time, because Tot Bay has actually won the competition 3 times.
Wow.
The Abra era.
That's a lot of pressure on you. You ready for that?
I will do it for you.
Okay,
Easy.
so Tot Bay is going to win this year?
Well, I'll try my best to make it win.
All right. Well, we want to say thank you for coming in. Is there anything else you'd like people to know about getting involved with CYDP, supporting CYDP, and your Peace Cup?
Well, CYDP is there out there, and we actually work closely with the schools in the south side of Belize City, especially working with conflict resolution. And the same thing, we work with the different at-risk communities, and we deal with gang conflicts in the south side of Belize City as well as the north side of Belize City. We try to keep our young people engaged in positive activities, and we actually ask them to continue support the young men in the south side of Belize City, and continue to give them the opportunity to develop themselves, and don't turn their back on them. These young men are the future of Belize, and we cannot play a blind eye to that.
That's right.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Good luck in the tournament, and we'll see if you're able to get Tot Bay that win.
Yes, ma'am.
You and the rest of the team, of course, because it's not a one-man sport, right? Thank you, guys. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, it's for Brock It Down with Jenny. So stay tuned.